Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about five non-traditional weight loss tips that you probably haven't heard of before or heard of in this way. So if you're new here, my name is Elena. I am the owner of Elena Nicole Health. I am a certified health, life, and weight loss coach. I have also lost over 35 pounds myself and kept it off for about 8 years. And now I help other women to do the same while also leveling up in all areas of their life. When I work with my clients, I really help them not only lose the weight, but also create a healthy lifestyle, healthy habits, feel more confident, more empowered, and in control. So all of the content on my YouTube channel really speaks to kind of all aspects of that. So if you are interested in that, please make sure to like and subscribe. So let's get into it. So today, like I mentioned, I'm talking about 5 non-traditional weight loss tips. So the reason that I'm sharing these tips is because I had a very long journey to weight loss myself, years and years. And in the beginning, it really started off from such a place of desperation and lack. I was trying to like myself by losing weight, which does not work. To get happy by losing weight, which does not work. Those are all things you can do now, FYI, which kind of like goes into my tips a little bit. But I really struggled just being consistent, sticking to a plan for the reasons I already mentioned. And I thought I just needed to work harder, eat less, work out more. But that really wasn't it. I needed to change the way that I was thinking about it. I needed to change my relationship with myself, my relationship with my body, with my goals, with my weight. And then once I did that, everything kind of just fell into place. So I do have some other videos on my channel all around mindset. I encourage you to watch those if you are curious about that at all. Most of us know what to do. We know we need to eat more fruits and vegetables. We know we need to go to the gym, basics of the how, but we struggle with actually doing it, with being consistent in the day to day. And that's where some of these tips come in. So let's get into the 5 tips. So the first one is, yes, know your goals, know what you want to accomplish, get really clear on that. But more importantly, know your why. Know why you want to achieve it, because that is what is going to keep you going. Our reason, that is our intrinsic motivation. That is how I get asked all the time, how do you stay motivated? How do you create motivation when you don't have any? This is the answer. It's having a solid reason that is going to push you forward. I always say, make your why greater than your why nots. And the reason that this works so well and is so key is because our thinking creates feelings that drives actions or drives inactions. Either we go to the gym, we don't go to the gym, we eat the salad, we eat the pizza, whatever the thing is, and that is what produces our results. So if we don't like what we're doing, we've got to become aware of what we're feeling and thinking, and then we have to start to question it and to change it. But when we have that thought, that why, that reason, we can practice that intentionally and consistently, and it's going to drive the feeling and the action that we actually want. So that is so key, that you have created your own source of intrinsic motivation when you get started. And how can you do this? Well, my favorite way is set a timer on your phone and literally list out all of the reasons, an exhaustive list that you want to accomplish this goal. And sometimes you may not have very many. And that might be kind of an indicator to you that, is this a goal that you actually want to accomplish? Or do you need to think a little bit more on why you want to do it? Because things are going to get hard. Life does come up, and we have to be able to maintain our habits, and we have to have a reason to do it. So knowing your why, making sure that it's solid and compelling, is really, really key. So tip number 2 is work on your pride, your confidence, your self-worth, whatever that feeling is for you that you are going after by trying to accomplish this goal, because everything we do is for a feeling that we're after, whether that's success, freedom, pride, confidence, whatever it is. Figure out what that is for you and work on establishing that now. And how do we do that? With our thinking. So if you are looking for a feeling of confidence or happiness, like I mentioned before, I thought losing the weight was going to make me happy. It doesn't. Just like we see all these people who are massively successful, they aren't all happy because they thought that success was going to bring them happiness, and that is not what happens. So really, and if you've ever read James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, he talks about this, the different layers of behavior change or levels of behavior change. I can't remember exactly how he phrases it. But he says, like, at the root, at the foundational level, it's identity change. We have to actually become that person that we want to be, that's accomplished that goal now. And we can do that with our thinking. And the more often that we are able to step into that place, the more likely we are going to take consistent action, and the more likely we are to accomplish that goal. So just to rewind a bit, figure out, what is that feeling you're after? Is it confidence? Is it pride? Is it whatever it is for you? And start generating that as much as you can now with your thinking. start focusing on being happy now. Where is there joy in your life now? Where are all those things now? And still work towards your goal. But guess what? You will feel a whole lot better along the way, and you are going to get there quicker. It's going to be more effortless and easier, and you're actually going to enjoy it. And these healthy habits and the things that we do to reach our weight loss goals or health goals or any goals, we are going to be so much more consistent and be able to sustain the habits because we are approaching it from a place of really valuing ourselves, really having that high self-worth, that high self-love, and we take care of the things that we value. When I didn't have that, when my confidence was very low, and like I was saying, I was approaching it from such a desperate place, trying to fix myself, I was so inconsistent because I just kept thinking about the goal, about the end result, and I wasn't thinking about why I was doing it, which was I really want to feel my best every single day. So I'm going to do these things because they lead to that. So really focus on building up your self-worth, your self-confidence now before you get to that end result. And like I said, it's going to make the whole process so much easier and you're going to be so much more consistent with it. So number 3 is weights and measurement and all of the things that show us like the size of our body. That is truly just a data point. It does not mean anything unless we make it. It is a circumstance. If you showed 10 different people a number on the scale or a measurement, they would have 10 different thoughts about it. The only reason it feels so powerful and so impactful to us is because we assign a meaning. We have a thought about that number on the scale. But if we can truly remove that or identify what our thought is and decide what we want to think about it, everything changes. And we can use it as truly a data point. I always think of my daughter who's 8 years old and she gets so excited to weigh herself. She loves to see that number on the scale go up because to her, it means she's growing, she's getting bigger, she's getting more advanced, she can do more things because she's getting bigger. And I always laugh in my head because I'm like, oh my gosh, most women like dread the scale and dread the idea that their weight would go up. And all it is just a matter of perception. It's a different way of thinking about it. But when we can think of it as just data and remove the drama, we can actually use that as kind of a tool to navigate where we're going to go from here. Is what we're doing getting us the results we want? That's all that it is. We are doing this series, this list of things, and it's getting us this result. If it's not getting us the result that we want, all we have to do is pivot. We can look at it with curiosity versus like dread and drama. Number 4, I kind of already touched on, is it all starts with our thoughts and our mindset. And before you roll your eyes or click off this video, let me just explain how this works. We don't get out of bed. We don't go to work. We don't get into the car and drive. We don't do anything without our brain generating a thought that creates a feeling that drives that action. So a lot of times when we are trying to follow a plan or eat a certain way or go to the gym, anything that contributes to our weight loss goals, and we're not doing it, or maybe we are doing it, but we want to make a change or we're feeling stuck or we're struggling, we just try to do differently. But what we actually need to do is rewind that and try to figure out what is that feeling and thought that is not leading to the action that I want, because it drives the action. So the key is to really understand what is our thinking about the thing we're not doing, or what is our thinking about ourselves or our goals, or how are we limiting ourselves in some way? Our thinking and our mindset truly drives all things. Any of us can download a weight loss plan or an eating plan or a diet plan, a workout plan offline in 2 seconds. We can get 10 of them in 5 minutes. Then everybody would literally be exactly where they want to be if it was that simple, but it's not. It's the consistency piece. It's managing ourselves through all of life's obstacles. And if we can manage our mind and we become aware of what we're thinking and our mindset, we can do that. And that's what I help my clients with in coaching. So if you're ever interested in figuring out how this actually works, I have lots of videos on it, so you can watch those. You can also sign up to have a free call with me and possibly explore what coaching would look like. And I have the link below for that in the caption. I also have my $10 Weight Loss Foundations course, with the whole first module is all around mindset and weight loss and gives you some practical, tactical tips and strategies and tools and a process to follow. If you are interested in learning more about what that looks like, definitely check that out. But yes, your thinking, your mindset is everything. And another thing to remember here is we get stuck in our heads with our own limiting beliefs and mindset that we've been thinking for so long, more often than not. So if we don't know what that is, we are limiting ourselves on a day-to-day basis without even realizing it. And I've shared this before, something that was truly limiting me, and I didn't even realize it till I got into therapy, till I got into coaching, was I was telling myself repeatedly that I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't lose the last 10 pounds. Every single day, that's all I was thinking. It was just on a cycle in my head, and I had no idea it was there until someone showed me that. And everything changed after that because I started to question, and I was like, well, I actually could. I'm capable. And that's all we need to start focusing our brain in a different direction. And then number 5 is don't be afraid to fail, and do not ever, ever, ever beat yourself up along the way. It's all part of the process. Things not working, when we find out something doesn't work, that is the only way that we're going to find out what does. So we have to just understand that that is all part of the process. I know that was a big struggle for me, not only with health and weight loss, but with my business, with other things that I was trying to accomplish. Every time something didn't work, I made that mean something about me, that I wasn't going to succeed, that this wasn't right for me, that something was wrong with me. And that is not the case. It just means that trying A, B, and C and getting this result, which is not the one you want, that maybe A, B, and C was not the process for you. And that's totally okay. And again, that's how we learn. We don't ever want to beat ourselves up. We don't ever want to put ourselves down or be negative. We really want to take that as a learning experience. I heard it described before as approach it with a scientist's mind. Like look at the scientific method. Okay, tried this hypothesis, didn't work. Okay, great. Let's go back to the drawing table. What can we modify? What can we keep? What do we want to get rid of? And go from there. I know the only reason that I actually got to my weight loss goal and have been able to maintain it is because I approached it in that way. I knew I was never giving up because my number one, my why. I'm like, I'm going to get there. I don't know when it'll be, but I'm going to get there. So I'm going to keep trying, keep doing different things, keep trying, pick myself back up, and not beat myself up once I decided that that was, something I didn't want to do anymore. And those were all really key habits for me. And one other tip that I want to give you guys when it comes to mindset, and this one goes pretty in depth, so I'm just going to scratch the surface here, but is building our skill of emotional resilience and strength. That one is probably one of the top skills, knowing two things. One, that we can handle any feeling, that we can handle discomfort, that we can handle stress, that we can handle sadness, anxiety, and being willing to feel those things. Because if you do those two things, if you know that you can handle any feeling and you are willing to feel it and process through that, which there is a process to it, but then we don't eat or drink through them. We can still have the food or drink if we choose to, but we don't feel like we need it. We don't have the dependency. We don't feel so powerless, out of control around foods or drinks, because we know that if we have some kind of crazy feeling, that we can just let that be there for a little bit and then decide what we want to do intentionally. So I hope that you found these helpful. Like I mentioned, if you are interested in more content around health, weight loss, mindset, empowerment, motivation, even some healthy recipes thrown in, make sure that you like the video and subscribe so you are notified when I post more videos. I do post at least weekly, and drop any questions that you have in the comments. I look forward to talking to you soon.